Yeah, so there's really three big terms that you can hear right now. Probably the biggest is virtual reality, and that is where you have a 3D.
Good evening, guys. Welcome to the ProfitDig Construction Show. My name's Chris Work. I'm here this evening with Jeff Spencer,
Hi, Chris.
Jeff Givens, Jerry Work, Producer Jerry, also known as Producer Jerry. Appreciate you guys joining us this evening. Check us out at ProfitDig.com, channel YouTube.com/ProfitDig. Like some videos, leave us some comments. Some days, man. Some days, yeah. Let us know what you want to talk about.
You can get some content too. That'd be cool.
Hey, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Well, you can give us some ideas. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we want to know what's going on out there.
Well, that continents, that's kind of like comments and what'd you say?
Condiments.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, leave some condiments.
Yeah.
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 Or condiments.
Yeah.
Or condiments.
Yeah.
We're international, baby. I mean,
Yeah. Communists need condiments too, you know?
That's right. That's right. That's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might have to do a little editing on this one.
Yeah.
Drink another one, Chris.
Well,
We ain't even drunk yet. Y'all believe it?
no, it's early.
This is our first beer.
Yeah, we just finished our work and now we're trying to make some content. So.
All right.
What's going on, fellas?
Been thinking a lot about mixed reality and augmented reality and virtual reality, and trying to think about how that might play into the construction industry.
Yeah, seems like there's a role, yeah.
You guys ever mess around with VR or AR
A little
or
bit.
XR?
Yeah, my kids, they have those headsets.
I must say I have not.
You have not. You should check it out for some of the gaming stuff. Be a good introduction just to see how
Well, for our viewers, do you want to like explain the difference between
Absolutely.
virtual or augmented or?
Yeah, so there's really three big terms that you can hear right now. Probably the biggest is virtual reality, and that is where you have a 3D model of something, and then you can place yourself within that 3D model. So, you know, you see this in the virtual reality headsets, and the kids have the video games, and I think maybe like watch a movie with it. It's a really good media viewing experience. So there's some interesting use cases around virtual reality. Another term is augmented reality, which is if you can imagine maybe one of those headsets or a set of glasses that are AR glasses, augmented reality glasses. It allows you to see the world around you superimposed with 3D elements on top of the real world. And so if you can imagine maybe here we are together, if I had some type of AR headset, or even on my phone, like I could have augmented reality, I could place an object virtually on this table.
And I've
that object.
Yeah, and I've seen that in e-commerce and some other areas, you know, augmented stuff. You want to see what a sofa looks like in your living room, or what does this rug look like?
Yeah, there's a place I've been to in Pigeon Forge. I forget what's kind of name. Like a museum kind of deal. You go around it, and there's things you can only see when you look with your phone. And then here's this animal in front of you, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I have a quick question. Like I remember Google Glass from like years back. Is it still around?
Yeah, I think it's been replaced with the HoloLens now is the new name for it. I think Google Glass was like the beta version. I don't know if that's still around.
But it's a Google product.
It is a Google product. And, you know, Facebook or Meta, they're working on a similar type product, and they're working with Ray-Ban on it.
Okay.
Because one of the big challenges for augmented reality right now is they want it to be functional, like all the time, like, you know, smartwatches.
Yeah.
Well, they want augmented reality glasses to be very slim profile, maybe like a thick set of glasses, like maybe just slightly thicker than yours, Jerry. around the frame.
Stylish, comfortable.
Yeah.
Something that you
worn
want
by handsome men, obviously. Yeah, but we'll get there eventually. Everything's iterative process, but once those products become available on the market, they're just going to get better and better and cheaper. But for me, I know like one of the problems I have is my work day, I have 4 monitors in front of me. And I cannot work with just like a laptop with one screen very efficiently now that I'm used to having a lot of extra real estate to compare documents and run multiple tasks at the same time. But if I had one of these augmented reality glasses and an application that would let me create as many monitors I wanted virtually, I could run everything I want. If I wanted 12 monitors, I could put 12 monitors up and do it that way. I have a separate screen, or maybe this monitor I want to make it really big because I'm focusing on it that time, and the others, maybe I just want to put them on the wall for now. You can do that with augmented reality.
That would be cool. Now you might piss Sony and Samsung off, but
yeah, well they're
going to have to get in the game.
They need to learn a lesson from Blockbuster and get on board, right? Right? And remember what happened with them with Redbox. You either get with it or you get out, right?
That's right.
I mean, there'll always be a market for monitors,
absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting to see where we're going. And there was another term, mixed reality, which is the combination of both. So imagine that you could not just have some 3D elements in your augmented reality, but maybe you could virtually superimpose things as well as having augmented reality at the same time. And so maybe your world is virtual, but you have real items in it. It's just some different ways that you could develop that, right?
So almost like what if you could compare a set of drawings while viewing a job site?
Yeah, and for the construction industry, I think there's maybe some interesting ideas. I know it would be very interesting. We've talked in the past about the BIM coordination, which was 3D architectures of all the different aspects of that project coordinated together from the different teams. And it would be fascinating, in my opinion, to be on site. Let's say it's day 0, right? And you got to the site, nothing but dirt. And if you can take your BIM coordination, maybe physically you're looking at nothing. But with your phone, with the iPad, or maybe if you had one of these AR glasses as they get better, you could see the expected look of the job site before the first bit of dirt has ever been moved. I think that's an interesting concept.
Yeah. Yes.
And then as with augmented reality, as the building grows over time, as certain sections are completed, you could still superimpose that 3D model even with the physical building there. And you could maybe even turn it into like an X-ray vision, so that maybe you're looking at a wall in person, but through augmented reality, you could remove that wall and see what it should look like on the inside.
Well, and another thing too, I could see where something like that would be handy was like, say you've got a project that has multiple phases to it. Well, this phase here has just been completed. So all trades give what we call as-built drawings. Mm-hmm. Here's the design, but things get changed as it's built. So you give as-built, that's what it stands for. This is the design, but this is as it was built. Mm-hmm. So you modify your drawings to accommodate, changes and stuff that you made. So you could take those as-built drawings, to figure out what you got to do to connect phase 2 to phase 1.
Yeah.
So I mean, something like that, along with BIM coordination, I think would be
detrimental.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something that's like just uploaded to the cloud, right, which is just downloaded to your device, whatever it might be, and then it's
Yeah, imagine being able to move them to your field of view. I mean, because we all know looking over a set of drawings can be challenging, right? But imagine you could have them both in front of you.
And I'm going to say nowadays too, like 80 to 90% of your drawings go back to, they may be a PDF, but they go back to a CAD file. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, CAD files are pretty much a 3D drawing system.
Can be, yeah.
Yeah, can be, yeah. And so, I mean, to me, what you're saying looks like, the platform's there. It would be pretty easy to integrate and overlay with this augmented reality.
Yeah, I think it would be really interesting, especially like when you talk about underground work.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine being able to visualize
What's below you?
what's below you,
Yeah.
and you could follow it along. Boy, that would be really useful to know.
Even get some rough measurements.
And I know I've worked with some of this software recently, and it's only going to get better, but the software that I was working with was accuracy down to 1/10 of an inch.
Really?
1/10 of an inch.
So what the software I was working on, we were building different procedural instructions for operators around electrical equipment. And in this circumstance, there's maybe a 40 or 50 step process that we're guiding operators through. It's great for new trainees, and it's great for people that maybe you have a procedure that you only access once every couple of years and it's hard to keep fresh on your mind. You can have it on a piece of paper, but with this augmented reality, you can actually put waypoints. And so like imagine you got these glasses on and you're on step 4 and it says go to switchboard A and push this button. Well, if you're 200 feet away from that particular piece of equipment, at that point it knows your location. And on that step, all of a sudden you get an arrow that's pointing this way. And so you turn your head and now you see, I don't know, what's that old movie, The Abyss, with the water? You remember how the water like goes in around the roof? Like imagine you have a little trail showing you exactly where to go. And then as you get closer and closer, the final destination is actually that button. Imagine something like that for the construction world where you're looking at different piping underground. That would be pretty fantastic to be able to visualize and blow up, superimposed over the real world.
Let's see, just like right now, if you call in a one call to have underground piping located, then you said within 1/10 of an inch. You know, they only guarantee within 3 feet.
Which is even more accurate.
Yeah. And of course, but
Of course, they're going off of historical.
I was gonna say, you know, the mapping
drawings
systems and
and
stuff, you know,
too,
are not
so.
that great. But, you know, you know, some of the technology over the last few years, you know, of course, they got tracer wire, you got steel pipe. So, I mean, they use, you know, different kind of locators to locate, but still, you know, to cover their butt, you know, like, hey, we're going to give you 3 feet, you know, and it's in there somewhere, you know, within this 3 foot range. Yeah.
Well, what's interesting is some of this software that's coming out is it has like a snap feature. So imagine you've built a 3D model of something, and then when you take it to reference it against the physical piece of equipment or whatever product it is, imagine it's off by 1/2 foot. You wouldn't want to see some overlaid image that didn't properly line up, like exactly. Well, a lot of this software now has gotten intelligent to the point where if it notices that there's a difference between the, I don't know, let's call it a rectangle, you know, in the most basic sense, but a rectangle, and it's just slightly off center, well, it can snap it and update your model to be pinpoint accurate and do it on the fly. So,
How far off do you think we are from that being something available in the construction industry?
I think within the next 10 years, I think it'll be standard to have that as an option for any project, especially since we've already got, like as Jeff Spencer said, we already have 3D models across the board. Like it's very common to have 3D modeling. And especially on large construction projects, you have an architect involved, you have different design engineers. It's not going to be a stretch to convert that CAD file over to something that could be consumed by one of these AR devices.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
All right, y'all, we need to wrap this
we'll
one
wrap
up,
it here.
but amazing.
Yeah.
I'm sure we will continue to discuss this topic in the future.
Absolutely.
Y'all check us out online at ProfitDig.com. Please like and leave us some comments. We would love it to hear what you guys think
How
about
would
this.
you use this type of technology in your business? I'd be curious to know.
Yep,
So,
yep.
yeah. Enjoyed it, fellas.
Gentlemen,
As always, thank y'all.
see y'all.
See you next time.